Welcome to the Then and Now podcast with myself, Babatunde and Aleshe.
And me, Leonie Aleshe.
Make sure you like, subscribe, comment.
Yeah, comment.
And make sure you give us feedback, but not just that. Join in with the conversation.
Yeah,
right? So,
let us know what you guys are loving about the podcast, what you
right.
want to hear more of from us, so that we can go over topics that you enjoy.
I was going to say so we can ignore them. Act like we care. I'm joking, we do care. Wait till.
Don't be so silly.
Today we're discussing terrible teens. We've done this before, but this is part 2. We've never done like what would you do in this situation?
Because obviously we don't have teenagers as yet. And I think last time we
Say that again, we don't have what?
Teenagers as yet.
Teenagers
as yet.
Oh, I thought you said teenagers.
We're like,
yeah, I was about to say, what kind of English is that, man?
English now.
That's not English.
Spanglish. But yeah, we're going to be talking about some dilemmas that we think we may come up against as parents.
I'm scared of the teenage age.
Am I scared?
I am, because that's when they get so rude.
Were you really rude?
I wasn't really rude, but
I need to mind myself, boy. I was
definitely more bold. And I know me as a dad now, and I'm still going to be young as a dad when they get older. So I'm like, my friend, you got to, be using your number 6, as my mom will say, because it could get crazy.
It could all get wild.
It could get wild, you know what I'm saying? You get cracking, saying, you know what I mean? Yeah, man.
So this episode, we're going to be approaching how we plan to deal with having a boy teenager, and of course specifically a black boy teenager, and what we think we may come up against as well. Because
I know what
their experience is different.
No, you know what it is I think it's you gotta think about police. I was trying to find a nice way of saying it, but
there's not. I think we're definitely going to have
target on their backs,
the areas that we live in and stuff like that. I was out in our area and I saw so many children were out because obviously it's the summer holidays, and these are children that over the years that our son's been going to school. I've seen them go from primary school to obviously now being in secondary school. Of course, they're allowed to hang out with their friends. And my heart literally sank when I saw them, because I was just like, oh my gosh. Our son is one day going to ask, can I go out with my friends? Like, on my own.
On my own, no supervision.
No supervision. You don't need to drop me there. And as I walked with him, to go, because I was taking him swimming, as I walked with him and his sister, I looked and I saw the children that I'm like, gosh, you guys used to be their size when my son was tiny, But here's him now at the size that I used to see you, and you're a teenager and you're out by yourself. You're not with your parents anymore.
I'm not worried about both of them as they grow older, because they are so bold.
Yeah.
They're so bold.
But I hope they never lose that.
No, I don't think they will. As they get older, it doesn't get worse. They're going to be very sure of themselves. That's one thing. And I can see it from now. I think our son has a lot of respect, and his size is one to do with it. He's massive.
He's tall.
He's gonna be taller than me, boy. I'm like, golly. I'm gonna have to ask him for pocket money and can I go out and.
But I think also as well, like obviously we have a daughter. I feel like black girls' experiences, in my opinion, I don't think it was much different to my counterparts, but So I don't really think there'll be much emphasis on that. I just think black boys' experiences are slightly different.
Definitely. I can tell you all about it. But,
yeah. You want to get into... Go on.
Well, would you discuss... Would you check your teenagers' messages if you thought something was up?
1,000%.
Yeah? You really do
that?
I
would.
Invade their privacy?
I don't think it's privacy. Like, as your parent, I'm still here to keep you safe. So if...
Teenager?
Yeah. Because if there's something in your phone that you can't show me, that means it's inappropriate and you shouldn't be taking part in whatever that is.
Did you have the same thing?
My mum checked my messages, yeah.
So you had to kind of keep it...
Yeah,
very
kosher.
Kosher, yeah. You had to keep it clean.
Clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in two minds. It's like I would and I wouldn't.
Why? What were you doing that you wouldn't?
No. What I mean is, it's the embarrassment part. I think the way you go about it.
Yeah, and my mum never did it in the sense of...
But it is embarrassing.
She didn't take my phone and like go through my phone with me there. I think she did it discreetly.
Yeah, but there's passwords and face recognition and all these type of stuff, and to gain that kind of information now, because remember, it's not your Nokias and like all of that back in the... Yeah, we had pin lock.
Yeah.
But now it's we got pin lock and face recognition and all these type of things. To go that length to invade their privacy.
I don't think a child needs that level of privacy.
Teenager.
Yeah, I don't think they need that level of privacy. Because remember, they're not yet developed to be able to make concrete decisions
fully, absolutely,
long term.
And they think they know everything. And
they don't.
Geez, they don't.
And for me, I still see myself at that stage as one. I'm gonna feel like I at that stage, I would love to think that I'm gonna have raised a child that understands good from evil, and right from wrong, and that they would choose to make the right decisions. But at the same time, children are going to be children,
humans,
and
people.
They're still going to need to be parented. Like, your parenting doesn't stop because you've got a teenager.
No,
you just have to parent in a slightly different way to how you would parent a non-teenager. Like, do you know what I mean? But I also think it's not going to be abrupt. Like, it's not going to be, oh, you're now 9 and then now you're 15. No, you're gradually going to grow with them along the way as well. So you're going to be able to see and know the different levels to which you can trust them to do the right thing,
What I know about being a teenager, obviously when I was one myself, is they're going to share certain information with their close friends and not necessarily yourself, because at that point they want to gain independence in terms of having their own life and not having it revolve around you all the time, and you knowing everything about them and you making every single decision that they make. And so that's where the secret comes in. It's them going, I want to make this decision by myself. A lot of it is based off emotions. A lot of it because they're still developing emotionally. They're starting to understand those emotions. They're not overwhelmed too much.
Yeah.
Not too... not too... to an extent. It depends what it is. But, that's where the secret comes in. So I think, for me, it's all about gaining their trust. To allow me in, because at this stage of their life, there is no privacy.
Yeah,
I bulldoze my way in, and you tell me, but I have to gain their trust to be like, can you share this information with me? What's going on? And I think just thinking now, I think it starts from now. Build that trust in their adolescent years so that they're comfortable with going, hey dad,
And I think it's them understanding that you're not searching their phone because you're searching for something wrong. You're searching to keep them safe. Do you know what I mean?
But again, that trust is a huge thing. So I wouldn't want to search their phone. I would rather have them tell me a situation.
Yeah.
And then if it's just like, okay, you know, I can show you on my phone so you know what I'm saying. It's just like, okay, yeah, give it to me. And, you know, but it's just occurred to me that, that building, that trust starts now.
Yeah, absolutely. It
starts now. Absolutely. Because if you just bulldoze your way into their life now in terms of like, let me see this, let me see that, what are you doing? They're going to be like, I don't trust this person at all. Because, again, we're too reactionary. We react too big to certain things.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of that. Mm-hmm. You know? And so that's where that distrust, that connection goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But no, yeah. I would, if I think there's something major up, I would look. I would. Especially if I think it's going to help me to help them, I would look.
Would you bring it up? Let's say if you found something crazy, would you bring it up?
Discreetly, yeah. Okay. Discreetly, I would. I would have the conversation around it. Because if I don't, then am I a parent? Like,
absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But children, they're like games, boy. They just find new levels to just to keep stuff from
they'll
you.
They'll just keep leveling up, honestly.
It's like, you know, it's like, oh, now I've got to clock this level with my son.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're at the final boss stage and you're just like, this child ain't ever going to tell me anything.
No.
You know what I mean? How do you keep them from talking to, like, strangers online? You know.
Again, it comes back to that thing, like, you do. I personally believe that you do still have to monitor. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you can educate them on the importance of not speaking to strangers and the dangers of what it can really propose, you know, to them and, you know, to their family on a whole, by them opening up that kind of opportunity in terms of speaking to strangers. But stuff like, you know, having the approvals on like games and stuff where new people being added obviously have to be approved by us as parents. Having passwords and stuff like that, being able to go into the devices when they're not there and just checking and making sure that everything that is there is meant to be there. I do strongly think, especially in this day and age with the digital platforms that are available to them, I think it's necessary. Yeah. I think it's 100% necessary.
You know what's scary though is how fast technology improves. You know why I say that? Is before you knew a stranger was a stranger online. They hardly had a profile pic, and if they did, you were being catfished because it was fake. Now, do you remember how AI used to look back in the day?
Yeah.
When they would be like, oh, an AI version of, let's say, Will Smith, and it was him eating spaghetti, and it just looked crazy. Have you seen AI now?
It looks like a real person is talking.
And but you can still tell it's AI. At some point, it's not. We won't be able to tell the difference between reality and AI. We're gonna be like, oh, that really happened, and that is when it's gonna get scary, because our child or children will be speaking to whoever, and they will think this is a real person. Yeah. This is a real person, and they don't know it's either AI or a complete stranger that is using AI to do whatever.
Yeah.
That is when it gets scary.
It's wild.
That is when, and it's going to get scary for all of us, not just our children, for everybody
that experiences it and sees it in action. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy that we are seeing this with our own eyes.
And it's developing so fast, so quick. I watched, someone sent me a whole, like, a 8-minute movie. The whole thing was AI.
How are they even making it?
The whole thing was AI. And yes, you can tell 100%. But
it was so good.
But I don't know whether to call it graphics or I don't know what you want to call it, but it was incredible.
Wow.
So it's only going to get better. Scary times, man.
Wow.
Scary times.
Okay. What would you do if your teen girl wants to dress too grown?
No, could never happen. Could never happen. I don't think I would intervene in that one unless I have to. I would leave that more up to you.
Yeah, I think like when it comes to stuff like that, I think there's a level to which obviously you have to allow them to explore their style. I had freedom to explore my style, but you know, too revealing, too naked, like it's not necessary. Like you're
and not just revealing in terms of like body parts.
Yeah.
In terms of like cleavage or anything. Sometimes,
but even the tightness of the clothes, yeah.
Sometimes too tight, and it's just like you should not be wearing that.
Yeah, like you're showing too much of lady. yourself, yeah, you know, to people, and obviously that invites predators. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And different, basically attention that they aren't even aware that is dangerous.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is where, listen, I was scared to wear certain things. You know when people used to fold up their skirts in school?
Oh, yeah.
So you would leave your house with your skirt normal length, and then you get out and you fold it up like 3 layers, and then it's like just under your bum, and you're walking and your skirt's like flicking like that. Let my mum catch me or her friends catch me on the road with my skirt. I'm in serious trouble. So I just thought, do you know what? I don't want that smoke. Let's just leave it as it is. I didn't want that smoke, you know. But also, I got to the point where I actually valued looking classy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I valued actually wearing my skirt the right length.
Was that a result of conversations you had with your mum?
Yeah.
And was she very aggressive with her approach?
No.
Or was she, there you go.
No, she wasn't aggressive.
Yeah, and this goes back to what I'm saying. It's building that trust.
It was her educating me on, do you want your life to look like this, or do you want your life to look like this? You know? Because by making this decision, this is the trajectory that your life will go on, and by making this decision, this is who you can become, and this is the, you know, the future that you can build for yourself. So from a very early age, I knew I only wanted to have children once I was married. I knew I wanted to have a family. I knew I wanted to get married. Like there were specific things that were imprinted in my brain off the back of having those conversations with her, you know? And I hope that I'm able to provide the same for our children. In obviously saying that as well, you know, the whole title around like strong black girl, you know, do you think that is something that is helping black girls, or do you think that is something that is hurting them?
For the most part hurting, because I think you've seen it in different institutions how it hurts. There's a lot of microaggression, a lot of thinking black women can withstand a higher pain threshold than they can. There is that. Obviously, you do see that within the, you know, I'll let you...
What, in the medical field?
Yeah, in the medical field, yeah, you know. And that's been proven.
Yeah. So I had it. Do you remember when I was like really hot at the hospital? And like I was obviously at that time on gas and air. Like I was basically out of it. You know, my first time like giving birth and stuff. And the guy, it was a male midwife at the time, and he was just like, oh, you know, you can't just take all the stuff off, and he was just so short.
Yeah, I remember when he did that, I kind of looked at him like, that's strike one, bro.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not even going to give you 3.
Yeah.
You got 1 more.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, all right, babe, just relax.
Yeah.
Sit down and, you know.
But there's no, I feel like there's no, there's no room basically for black women, black girls to have that softness.
There is. I don't think it's appreciated, but there definitely is. For that, but again, I do not think it's appreciated.
No, it's not.
I always think that it's met with, you're supposed to be very, you know, strong.
That even happens.
But that's happened with boys. That's with black men as well.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, going back to the whole police thing, you know, police from the get-go were met with aggression.
Yeah.
From the get-go. There ain't no conversation. Or it's, I didn't stop you because you're black. And it's just like, don't insult my intelligence, bro. Like, what are you doing? The fact that you said that.
Yeah. It says that was your intention. Do you know?
And even if it wasn't, don't start with that.
Yeah.
Just don't bring it up. Because now the conversation is awkward.
Yeah.
But with women, with black women especially, within the workplace, within the medical field.
I had it in the workplace. I remember. So we went from basically working some really, really good shifts where we were working 3 days on, 3 days off, and you could sort of swap and change your shifts with
that affected everybody, not just...
No, it wasn't just me, but it was how it was dealt with afterwards. So I basically said to them, look, I'm not coping well because I have a toddler at home. I'm not getting enough sleep in the night. And of course, when I'm on the shifts that I'm doing, the shorter shifts, longer days, I'm not able to basically regulate enough to be able to come back into the shift properly like I would have on our old shift pattern.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it quite a few times to my manager at the time, who took no sort of like understanding like towards it, and it got so bad that I actually ended up crashing my car into the wall because my brain stopped processing, you know. But I think it was that thing of, oh, you know, strong black girl, she's fine, she'll get on with it, she should be okay. And even after that, whilst I was off work, he continued to call me every week to check in. And it's just like, I don't need anyone checking on me. I'm in the process of actually healing from what's happened. I need space in order to be able to do that. And then it was the manipulation to come back into work. And it was the constant...
But this is why we have HR.
But this is the other thing, right? We're not encouraged to use HR like that.
No, that's
obviously
a fact.
Now,
that's a fact.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
You know.
Sometimes you're like, oh snap, there's HR?
There's HR. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You know why I say that? Do you know why I say that? I remember there was a certain manager who used to talk to people crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And because they were so senior, you thought that you just had to take that.
Yeah.
And I remember I used to be like, is this guy mad? And I remember one day I never had it. You remember the day.
Yeah.
And I cussed him out.
Yeah.
I cussed him out.
And he's not tried it ever since.
No. We both got into an argument. But then he stormed off.
Yeah.
But he never did anything. He didn't, because there was a person that he fired for that. But he never did anything to me. And it's not because I intimidated him.
Yeah.
It's because despite that argument, he genuinely was just like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
But it's just the way he was speaking to me. I was just like, I can't have that.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anything about I did, but I didn't
you don't,
know to
you don't
approach
really
HR to be like,
Yeah.
Because, you know, we grow up in an era where it's just like, I ain't
I'll
no
deal
grass.
with it. Yeah.
But really and truly, in the workplace, you are supposed to take it up and be like, look, this person cannot do that.
Exactly.
This is work. We're not at school.
Exactly.
And we're grown adults, so we're supposed to be able to have these conversations, process certain things. But yeah, I remember that situation.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Woo. And it's only now when I look back, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like that was so bad.
So bad.
And I didn't know at the time, but again, it's going back to that stereotype of strong black girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. They can take it.
Yeah, like she can manage it. I remember as a teenager as well, for me, and these are the things that makes me want to be there, like, and I mean be there, do you know what I mean, for our daughter, because stuff like your periods, you know, I had so many friends that complained about heavy periods, painful periods and stuff like that, and nothing was done. Like, it was never looked into, it was never investigated as, oh, it's meant to be like that, oh, it's fine. I even had a period of time where I had prolonged periods, and they wanted to know, are you sexually active? No, I'm not. Are you taking any contraception? No, I'm not. Are you whatever their other prerequisites
who was
were?
Asking these?
The doctors, right?
Those are legit questions.
Yeah, but then it took a consistent period of me basically pestering them and going back in order for them to refer me to a gynecologist to actually start the process of understanding what exactly was happening. Obviously, I prayed and God healed me before I needed their intervention, right? Because it just fixed itself. But the whole point is, I shouldn't have had to go back to multiple appointments to complain about something that I've come in. Right? No, he did. He fixed it. Yeah, I should have had to go back in.
No, it's making me think. Remember Insecure? Remember in Insecure, the TV show?
Yeah.
And her friend does that song about broken pussy. So you saying that you fixed itself, that made me think of that straight away. Like, oh.
Why do you remember
No, because that was the funniest.
No, that's the best.
That was hilarious.
That is the best.
Just don't say it fixed
she's
itself.
Great.
Oh,
she's great.
Pony, man.
I love
Remember,
her.
I'm a comedian, you know.
Yeah. No, it did. No, but it did. It just
okay.
stopped. But it was because I prayed and I said to God, I'm not going back down that hospital.
Again,
But even at that, please. So what happened, they took so long to refer me. They had all the notes, not sexually active, not on contraception, blah, blah, blah. I've got there, and this just broke me in two, genuinely, right? I got there, the guy had all of these massive, spatulas and, and I was like, what is that for? And he was like, oh, it's for me to do the examination. I was like, first of all...
where is a lady?
Thank you. I was like, first of all, I requested a woman, not a man. Number two, if they've put on there that I'm not sexually active, what makes you think that those are the utensils that need to be... Not utensils, what are they? They're called something else, right? Yeah, the things that they use that needs to be done. And I was like, is this meant to be done whilst I'm awake? And he's like... Well, if you're not sexually active, no, you're meant to be put under general anaesthetic.
Are you smoking crack?
Exactly.
So you told him, my guy?
I basically walked out of the hospital crying and saying I'm not going back because I just thought, imagine if I had laid down for this guy to do this procedure.
That is... so bad.
It's so bad.
That is so bad.
And he was happy, right, to do the procedure, and I was just like, this would have. I don't feel it would have happened.
That is so bad.
Exactly.
That is. How old were you?
I was only 19.
That is so bad.
Yeah.
That is. I would go to the hospital and punch that guy up.
It was the worst thing, and I was just like, I'm not going back because I then didn't trust them to put me to sleep.
Bro, he'd go in the afternoon.
Why are you being in the hospital already?
Stomp that guy out, bro. Are you crazy? No. My daughter, I'd tear his head off, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be on the ITN. ITV news.
ITN.
Yeah, ITN. Don't try it. Yeah, all right then.
ITN.
Yeah, fully be. Yeah. Comedian Babatunde been arrested for whooping several doctors' asses. With everyone getting a foot up their backside. You guys want to check on some 19-year-olds? We'll check this. Back out. You just see X-ray of my foot in their backside. Has left my shoe in there. I had to change to another shoe. Left that in there. This guy's walking around with Air Forces up their bum because I kicked everybody. Yo, I swear down. I swear down.
And my mum and my brothers were like, but you need to have the procedure done. You can't just, come home.
Crazy.
And I was like, no, I'm not going back. I was literally in floods of tears.
That is crazy.
And I just thought, where do you get off?
That is crazy.
When does it end? When does the strong black girl label end?
And a strong black boy, because again, I told you, with police, it's aggression first. When you get manhandled by by the boy them, my lord, you're like, yo, brother, take it easy.
As an that's why now, right, I will stop, if I see them talking to young black boys, I stop.
Same, I do as well.
I stop and I watch the whole thing because my thing is, sometimes you just need a witness.
Yeah.
Like, you genuinely just need a witness. Well.
And I'm just like, big man, you guys get on with what you get on with, but I'm here. Yeah. I'm not interfering. I'm just
watching to make sure it's being done properly.
Because you're not going to punch these lot up and wound them. And
say that they did stuff that they didn't do.
Or they
whatever they did
resisting
before,
and man's got his head planted in the ground.
Exactly.
So stop resisting!
He's literally not. He's literally
head's in a manhole cover.
He's literally not moved.
Nah.
It's crazy. But yeah, all right. Okay. Here's one. What do you plan to do if your teenage child is racially profiled?
Well, at that point, me and my child, we're grown enough to go and whoop somebody's backside together. So, tag team, innit?
You can't do
Kane
that.
and Undertaker.
You can't. No.
Tag me in, son.
I think before we let our child out on the road, we're going to have that conversation and teach him
I've been having those conversations.
Yeah, but you know how to, what they're meant to say, what their rights are.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
So, you know what my plan is?
What?
My plan is to become very well known within the community amongst the police as well as, you know, certain community leaders. Because I can't say I'm part of the community if people don't know that I'm a resident here and I'm actually involved with the discussions that go into bettering the community. Yeah. And so the police will know my face very well. So when you stop my child, you know that's
because he looks like me.
That's Baba's child. Oh, but that's not just Baba's child. Baba knows that person. And Baba stands up for all, and it's not just black. It's black, white, I stand for everybody.
The young people, yeah.
So you're not just gonna come here and mash up everyone. Yeah, you're not gonna do that. Especially with my son's generation, you're gonna mash up everybody. You're gonna, unless man has done a madness.
Yeah. But I still feel like, you know, regardless of what people have done, there's a specific way that they need to be addressed. As, you know, if you're the police going to them, you go to them and you handle the situation as it's meant to be handled. It's everybody.
It's not just
mishandling it.
It's the wider community. That police, that's one thing. But let my son come back and tell me, oh, someone at the shop said this.
Yeah.
Let me go to the shop.
Yeah.
Who said this? All right, then. That's not how you talk to somebody. And I'm not gonna go in aggressive. It's let's conduct ourselves, because we all live amongst each other. Do you understand? So you're gonna have to serve people of my complexion from time to time. You're going to serve people of a different complexion, a different background, different language. So you better get used to it. Do you understand? Else, take your shop somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you understand me? If you're part of a community, be a part of that community.
Be a part.
Don't just live there. Be there to improve
Which is so easy to happen now, though. Like, people just live there because, as an example, you know, like our town, it's a commuter town. Like a lot. I say that. People say it's a commuter town, but I do feel there's a lot of people
nowadays
that are from there.
But
it is that thing of trying to cultivate as much community as you possibly can, and that makes a huge, huge, huge difference.
Absolutely.
Right, next one. Addressing mental health struggles in a time of their lives where they become more private and, you know, probably don't want to share as much with you. Like,
that's fine.
What do you say? Therapy?
Yeah, therapy is a great
prayer.
But they might not be ready for therapy. But if they are, I encourage therapy.
Yeah.
I wish I did therapy from when I was like early 20s.
Yeah.
I really do. It would have helped me a lot, especially them times. But I encourage therapy. If they can't talk to me, they need to talk to somebody. And eventually, again, gain that trust I'd work on that, gaining that trust for them to, you know, be open with me, take it to God, encourage them in terms of, like, you know, taking it to God and praying and talking to their pastor and things like that. if at that point because you can't force religion, you know, if they want to be, if they choose to be, and you just I accept that.
Yeah.
Because you can't force religion.
And I think with that,
I wish you could.
Yeah, I know, genuinely. But children make their choices.
Oh, yeah, they do.
I think it goes back to that thing of like being an example of it as well. And I think that's the great thing. Like, our son will have someone that has gone through therapy. Do you know what I mean? That you've been able to go over so many of the things that have kind of led to the point that you are now, and some of the things that you wish you knew before, and all the things. So he'll be able to have that yes from you, but also a lot that you've learned from your therapy as well, to be able to help to guide him on his journey. I think therapy is something that I do eventually need to do, but I feel like a lot of the stuff that I hear people say that they've got from therapy, I'm like, I got that just through being an immigrant. Like, do you know what I
mean? That's funny.
Like, I literally just got that from waiting patiently for my immigration status. Like,
I get it though.
The time to think, the time to process, the time to pray, delayed gratification, like all of it.
It's not just that though.
No.
Sometimes it's speaking it out. My therapist, I'm not gonna lie, I think I might be a therapist if this comedy thing don't work out. Because they literally just ask you questions and let you figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be a great therapist. Like, they'll be like, yeah, so you listening? I'll be like, Huh? What'd you say? you work it out? All right, cool. Say no more, big man. See you next week, my guy. Big up yourself, yeah? Love. Bring some biscuits or something next time for man, and you know? Look a drink and no, because listen, man, like therapy. Honestly, it's a beautiful thing, and I do get it. Sometimes you don't want to. Like, I didn't want to speak to my mum about things back then. I just did it. It was uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable.
I could speak to my mum. I don't know. Maybe it's a difference with girls.
No. I can't say that. I cannot say that because I know there's certain brothers that they have that relationship with their mum. It's not that I don't. But on certain topics, it's just like, no, stop. Like, stop. You know, just stop. Yeah.
I got to speak to my mum. I have really good friends that, I don't know, we've just always been a bit deep. Like, I don't know, really, really deep. And I think that helped when I was a teenager as well. So I hope I'm able to cultivate the same.
I think you will. I think,
and our son as well.
No, I think both of them will really be open with you. I think with me, it's different because my reactions. I do have to tone down the way I react. I'm only learning that now. Yeah. You know, to tone down my reactions because back in the day, I blow up so quickly. Yeah. But that's something that I'm learning now. And therapy has taught me. To calm down.
Do you know what really helped me? And it's so weird. The fact that I wasn't allowed everywhere and to do everything and allowed out all the time, it gave me a lot of time to actually think and to really get to know myself. And I think that protected my mental health a lot as a child because I didn't feel like I was in the same rush as everybody else to necessarily grow up, but I was growing at the same time. And I matured a lot faster, and I would say probably better in some cases than my peers because of that time that I had separated from being around people too much, if that makes sense. And that helped a lot. So I don't know if that was a thing as well. I had a lot of time to pray. I had a lot of time to read. I had a lot of time to just be alone with my own thoughts without there being any intervention from friends and distractions to do other things. And I think that helped me a lot, like in terms of mental health and my processing. So I don't know. I'm hoping we can cultivate the same with our children.
I don't want no lonely children.
No, I wasn't. I didn't feel. Do you know I didn't feel lonely?
Yeah, okay, I hear it.
I didn't feel lonely because I still had a really full life, you know? Yeah. And obviously a lot of cousins, a lot of friends still.
No, that's so good. Like I do encourage interaction more than... Because I had that where, like, sometimes, like, I'd spend a lot of time indoors alone because I'd live far from, like, my brethren and stuff like that. And I hated every second of it. Hated it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, no, I want to be out. So I'm an outsider. I love it. You know, I'd be outside so much if it wasn't for the fact that I have responsibilities, and I always choose responsibilities over any desire. So that's why it's just like, look, man, yeah, I want to go to this after party, but my friend, I got children at home and I got a wife at home, so I'm going yard.
I'm out.
That no brainer. But do I love being outside? Yeah, absolutely. And I want my children to have interactions, to learn how to be social, because that social anxiety, I think that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
For me. I don't like being around people. Yeah, because, you know, am I around my friends a lot? Yes, but was I around them to the point where I feel like I needed to be? Hell no.
Really?
Yeah, because remember, I've been doing comedy since I was 17. I was rolling to these places by myself a lot of the time.
So it was work. It wasn't social.
No, it wasn't social.
Yeah.
I had the best time in comedy when everyone was coming with me to these shows. Those were the best
this one
times.
And your entourage.
Yeah, I didn't look at them as entourage.
I know, but I'm saying that's what it was.
Yeah,
they were your entourage.
Go Tinseltown afterwards.
Oh, for goodness sake. Do you remember Tinseltown? They need to reopen it.
We go Loon Barn, then we go Tinseltown, and get back home at like 3, 4 in the morning. Those are the best times.
But them times we were getting home like 6 a.m.
Yeah, the bear times. Yeah, bear time. I love those days. Those were the good old days. But no, man, I'm a grown man now, so I can't be doing those type of things. Like that. Man, that's you got to pattern up and grow up. But I love being outside, man. What?
This one, Raver, that's where our daughter gets it from.
Yeah, man. She loves road, innit? She loves it. She loves being on the road. Yeah.
But no, definitely. I think, you know, giving them that balance between, you know, prayer, time to talk, time to have downtime, time to understand themselves, you know, time to actually sit alone, like with their own thoughts, you know, as well as having friends and influence and people around them. I think a mixture.
Read. Time to read. Go pick up a book and read.
Exactly. On a topic that may be bothering them as well. So helpful.
Absolutely.
You know?
Or a topic that you don't particularly would always reach for. Go and go learn something, have new discussions.
Exactly.
I love that kind of stuff. And one thing I've always we're not even talking about this. We're supposed to be talking about teenagers, but I love speaking to people who I wouldn't necessarily find myself speaking to.
Yeah,
that's one thing I've gotten comfortable with doing. Because back in the day, if you weren't cool, I wasn't speaking to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but I get this from my mum. Speak to everybody.
Yeah, everyone. You are
absolutely, yeah. Because I feel like there's so much that you can learn from different types.
There is, and that's what I'm getting comfortable with.
I always take something away. Yeah.
So
always take something away, but like. Another one would be like dealing with like your teenage children getting into their first sort of intimate relationship.
Hey!
Do you think this will be different with the boy to the
girl?
100%. Yeah, conversations 100%. On respect and consent.
I can't even. Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
But I think for both of them, it would be the same outcome. I just probably will be a little bit more, not lenient, but a little bit more patient with my boy. I as a dad, I just have to admit that, because with my girl, that's my baby, that's my heart, and it's just like, you ain't ready. With my son, it will be you ain't ready, but I just need you to consider these facts. With my baby girl, I'm gonna cry my eyes out.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I'm just being real.
I think my thoughts on that is, you know, like, yes, I'm gonna have the conversation with them both, And of course, it's going to be from, you know, a faith-based perspective. It's not going to be from a perspective of, you know...
Not just faith, also sense.
Yeah.
Like your mum said to you, do you want to be a teenage mum? I don't think so.
Exactly, you know. But also, I think it's that thing of helping them to understand why the structure of how God created life to be lived in those intimate kind of relationships, it's actually to protect us. Do you know what I mean? The reason why, as an example, marriage was created is so that two parents would be around. Do you know what I mean? So you can have the left and the right side of the brain. You can have the...
Use my bars, pony!
Right.
Let's go!
You know, to avoid a lot of the situations that we see around us and the dangers of what that comes with. Do you know what I mean? But if my mum didn't take the time to explain those things to me the way she did, I don't think it would have built that picture in my mind of the life that I actually wanted to create. So that stopped me from wanting to be promiscuous. It stopped me from wanting to, you know, be intimate with all these other random types of people that had an interest in me. It stopped me from having the thought of, yes, I want to be a mum, but, you know, nobody else can do it with me. It's helped me. And when I look around, I'm like, there is no other situation I would rather be in than life as it is now with our unit and the family that we've created. And if I can do anything at all to make sure that my son is right and does things in the right way for somebody else's daughter, I'm giving it my all. And if I can make sure that my daughter aims to have even 50% of what we've been able to create, I'll be so happy.
50%? 100 for my daughter? You mad?
No.
Watch how you talk about my daughter, you know. I get you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, I think my mum did such a fantastic job with creating that picture in my mind. And if I can create that picture for her and she can hold tightly to that through her years and not become someone that's promiscuous and, you know, wants these, you know, unsecure attachments with other people, oh my God, my heart would explode. Like, I
think if they listen to you 100%, and myself, but I think if they listen to you, they will turn out that way, because you're so articulate with the way you explain the consequences, you know, of their actions and their decisions. You know? So I think, not left, but you know what I mean? Like, with you as their mum, absolutely. And that guidance from their grandma as well. I think that's that. And their whole family.
Whole family.
You know, some people's approach might be different, but I think yours is integral. And I do think that they're going to listen to you because they already have that respect and that intimacy. They just know Daddy is the protector. He's the enforcer. You know, he's the protector, and he's the one that's gonna come and clean up. when it needs be. But no,
But I think like having the conversations, you know, and teaching them that respect for themselves. And I think we spoke about this in a previous episode where we were talking about that thing of, you know, not allowing people to walk all over you, like conducting yourself with decency. Do you know what I mean? And having some order to your life, like, you know, understanding other people's boundaries and their boundaries of consent, as well as having your own, is so important. Like, those are going to be conversations that, of course, we're going to have them again and again and again. But I'm looking forward to those times.
I am.
That excites me.
Yeah, I am as well. 100%. Well, listen, guys, we can talk about this all day, but at some point we gotta go. So, no, this has been a great conversation. If you do have anything to say, please put it in the comments so we can see it, and hopefully in a future episode we can discuss some of those topics that you guys bring up in the comments.
And if you're a parent with teenagers and you've gone through any of these things, let us know how you've dealt with them, and if you don't have teenagers yet but you have children, like how would you deal with some of these dilemmas as well? Let us know.
Thank you very much for listening to the Then and Now podcast with my wife, Leonie Aleshe, and myself, Babatunde and Leonie Aleshe. Peace out.
Take care, everyone.
Cool.